I want to add a little to the last video that I made. And if you're watching this, just watch the first video I made first on this topic. And this mound I just found, this was built this is like this before, right? And then the Santee Indian chiefs, every time they died, they get buried here and with some treasures and gold and stuff, right? Then the next generation would rise again. Then another one would get, die, and then they get more and more and more. And that mound is basically, I assume if it's not been touched, filled with the bodies of these Indian chiefs and their assorted collectibles and so forth, right? And then that is what the British built an outpost on. They built this outpost, and they stood atop this so they could look at the Santee River, right? And there was a battle in which the Americans came to fight the British. And the Americans lost to begin with, and after 8 days they ended up succeeding on a second round, right? So my very point about birth and death, right? This thing was created by death of a chief, birth of a new one over like hundreds of years. It got that high. Then the British took a mound on that to fight their war, to preserve the empire that they had, right? Then the Americans came to create their own country, and there's a lot of killing involved, right? Lots of birth and death. Not so much birth here, mostly death, but still, those people were born, the country was born, etc., right? But that mound, and then everything, it's all just a history. That outpost only exists because of the mound, which was made over hundreds of years. That's the only reason the British took this spot, so they can look at the river and watch for enemies or whatever. That's why the fighting happened here, right? It's just incredible. It's just incredible, the amount of nature and how much, there's a line in Queen, what's the song? The Miracle, right? If every leaf on every tree could tell a story, that would be a miracle. And every one of these leaves, which is now fallen, but they used to be on trees, the leaves used to be on trees, they have their own stories. These leaves have seen stuff that we don't know about, right? They're part of the nature, they're part of the world, right? And these leaves are dead. Those leaves are alive. These leaves become the earth or whatever, right? And that feeds the trees that make more leaves, right? And apparently this area used to be filled 700-800 years ago with Carolina parakeets, turkey, deer, white-tailed deer, and so forth in plentiful numbers, right? And here's the thing. What difference is the world from those animals' perspective from 800 years ago as it is now, right? Well, basically, it's basically the same, right? The fact that humans have changed governments and this and that and made more technology for their own usage and so forth is completely irrelevant to a turkey living in the woods, right? I mean, unless of course the human comes and invades their habitat or whatever, right? But that's besides the point. For a random turkey, it's just a random turkey or deer which is going to come, be born, and die. Life's the same, and every manifestation, every form, as far as I'm concerned, has a karmic basis, both in its preceding its very birth and that enacts itself through the course of that being's life, right? My mom explained this to me quite a bit, actually, and I didn't quite believe her at the time, years ago, but as time has gone on and I've become wiser, I've come to see the wisdom of her knowledge. Anyway, just wanted to give that little add-on about a more tangible explanation of the actual births and deaths that ended up happening at that specific location. Just see that it's a river, it's not a lake. Huge river. So nice.